Oh man! All right, let's get into your topic, Mal. What you got?
Well, I Tuesday night I went and saw Blade Runner
Ooh,
2049,
talk
which
about
is
divisive things that people have been talking about.
yeah, um, which is about a week after saw the original for the first time.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I've still yet to watch the original.
I don't know why I put it off for so. Well, I mean, I kind of know why. I just don't watch movies outside of the theater usually.
Yeah,
But it was really up my alley because I just love dystopian sci-fi more than I'm not huge into the utopian like Star Trek, but like this was pretty great. The world building and or like is it like Shadowrun? It's all dark and whatnot, dingy type of
yeah. It's a
sci-fi.
very Shadowrun kind of movie.
Yeah, without the fantasy, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's 35. Yeah, the first one was in 82. This one is 35 years after they released a sequel. Basically, it's stars Ryan Gosling and Harrison Ford,
My
which I
boy.
kind of wish they had kept Harrison Ford out of. Like,
Yeah,
I understand it's pretty hard, but that would have been a pretty good reveal.
I heard a lot of people
Um,
say that. He just wears like an old gray T-shirt the whole movie or something. Basically, it's
yeah.
like they really worked hard on that Harrison Ford costume.
It's they Ridley Scott did the first, and he produced on this one, but the director was Denis
Danny Villeneuve.
Denis Villeneuve.
It's a Villeneuve or something. He has a weird name.
It's French, I believe.
Yeah.
Illinois?
He has done some good movies. Like
Yeah, he did Prisoners,
Prisoners is so
Sicario,
good.
and Arrival, which came out last year.
Yep. Sicario is not bad either. I haven't seen Arrival yet.
Yeah. Those are I think is three biggest. When I looked at the box offices, they're all a lot bigger than their budget. Although this one not so much apparently.
Yeah, he's a good filmmaker.
Yeah, it's the original was set in 2019, and it's like dystopian Los Angeles, and has basically synthetic slaves known as replicants used in off-world colonies. And Ford plays someone who hunts them down and retires them, which means kills them. And that job is known as a Blade Runner. So the new one is in 2049 and has Ryan Gosling's character playing a Blade Runner. I like that they took the 82's vision of 2019 and continued with that instead of like trying to correct the course.
Yeah, I heard that like the Pan Am logo is still in it somewhere, and they're not
like
even in
giant
business anymore.
Atari,
Yeah.
Giant Atari symbol on the skyscrapers, and
I appreciate that.
like some of the screens are still kind of boxy because the 82 one had like all the CTR screens or whatever,
Yeah.
or whatever they're called, CRT. So yeah, they kind of just refined on that. The movie is almost 3 hours long.
Yeah, I heard it was very long.
And kind of slower paced. It's not an action movie. It's like a neo noir mystery. But it fits the style. But yeah, I could see that's like something people should really know going into it.
Yeah,
And
it's been the big complaint so far, so that it's very
I
slow.
did not mind it. I mean, they probably could have made like 2 movies out of it, but I don't know if that would have done it. Like, I don't know. That's got its own host of problems.
I don't think you do that.
But there's just so much going on. There's a lot. It's got the common sci-fi themes. Slavery, genetic engineering, like what is a human or a soul, which it takes a bit further than the first, with the addition of now AI.
Yeah, because
like
Ryan Gosling's character is in love with a projection or something, isn't he?
he's got an AI, yeah.
It's like a hologram or something.
Yeah, which has a hologram, but she's an artificial intelligence. It's got stuff. Yeah, like the biggest theme probably at the core of the movie is what is real.
Existential crises.
Yeah, I really liked it. It's a cinematic treat. Just the visuals, the sound with the Hans Zimmer soundtrack, which it's just like beautiful, which is like it's beautifully dystopian. Like I don't know. I just loved that. The story kind of stumbles, I think, towards the end. But what I really loved was going out of it and just wanting more about the world. Like, there's so much going on. Like, all the off-world stuff that the first one mentions and this one mentions, but you never see any of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like the first one's pretty much all confined, it's all confined to Los Angeles. And this time you go outside of that a bit in this one, but like, there's just so much going on in this world that I would love to know. If anything, I don't really want a direct sequel to this one. I would rather have just more movies in the universe that don't even touch on like this story. Would be
The Mass
cool.
Effect Andromeda to its Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, just
You should read the book.
just better. Oh, is there a book?
Better.
Yeah, it's the original one's based on a book, I believe.
Oh yeah. The first one's based on what's the title? Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep. Yeah. So that's where the first one is based on that book.
Oh, I did not realize that.
Yep. And there are some shorts that are in between.
There's like an anime short, isn't there? I think I
Done
saw that
by
on YouTube.
Watanabe of Cowboy Bebop.
Oh
supposed to be
man,
the
I need to
best.
watch those.
Yeah, that's the best one.
Oh, I should have clicked on it then. I was like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it's
watch
so
this.
good.
Yeah, I've got sidetracked.
Yeah, so the critics have loved it. A lot of fans I've seen say good things about it.
Yeah, I've seen more positive. I have seen a lot of
but-
people say they don't like it though, but still.
The box office, it has not done well. It is
Oh,
not,
really?
Yeah, no, it did.
What was the
pretty
budget
bad.
for it?
Oh, I don't know, but they only made like half of their projected opening.
Oh no!
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but yeah. So this is not exactly targeted towards the wider audience. So people are already like thinking this is probably more on track, like the first one, to be more of a cult hit or classic or whatever.
Yeah, not like a big critical box office
Right.
success.
Which is interesting. Like, just what makes something a cult hit?
I don't. It's weird because I've seen so many people say stuff about the movie. Mostly when you think of cult movies, at least for me, you think of stuff like, I mean, obviously stuff that gets popular after the fact and is not
Right.
popular when it comes out.
Well, yeah, that's like a cult hit versus a cult classic.
Yeah, but I see so many people talking about the movie that it almost
Yeah.
feels so weird to think this would be that just because it's got so much buzz. But
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, people aren't going to see this movie, basically. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess people are talking about it, and I mean,
that
so-
theoretically gives it a cult following.
yeah, I don't know. Like,
I'm trying to think
I
of
guess,
like a cult.
I mean, we'll need
movie.
to see. Well, I mean, you got Rocky Horror Picture Show,
Yeah.
the original. What are they?
Yeah, the original Blade Runners.
The Clerks movies.
Oh yeah.
Just there's
I
tons.
always
You
think
got-
of B movies. That's my thing when I think, and that's not really the definition, but
right.
It kind of fit the bill.
but I also just love B movies.
And then like
your
TV shows. You got,
Sharknadoes.
No,
well,
not that bad. That's like manufactured B movie. A B movie. The only good B
No,
movies are
but
ones
I
that
mean-
aren't intentionally that bad.
No, but I mean that Sharknadoes definitely have a cult following.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
up there.
yeah.
Correct.
Arrested Development.
Snakes on a
Firefly
Plane, there's
the
one.
TV show. Yeah.
Thank you, TV tropes. and you never heard from the city in the rest of the podcast.
Right.
I'm lost. Okay.
Are there any other that you guys like? Cult that have a cult following? I guess.
Just
Games,
just
maybe?
B movies for me, man.
I was gonna say, I feel like a lot of things that I enjoy are kind of fall under cult movies.
Maybe something that it's like a TV show, I guess, that people don't. It's kind of ties into B movies, but I would consider this TV show to have a cult following. Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It has a certain very
You watched the
niche
new one?
audience, and I love that show.
Uh huh.
It was something I never got into while it was airing, and they put episodes of it on Netflix about 6 years ago, and that's when I got into it, and that's when I started to get into B movies, and it just kind of skyrocketed from there. I think that's like a very big one. That's probably like the biggest cult thing I like.
One of my favorites has got to be Jet Set Radio, and the video game side.
Yeah, it's a big cult hit video game.
Yeah, I love it so much.
It's got its passionate fans.
Oh yeah, it's just usually they're just something, I guess, it's just something so different, but is usually executed so well. I guess it's usually the commonality.
What about you, Teds?
I will probably surprise everybody by saying Godzilla movies.
That's definitely a cult following right there.
Sorta. Like they've gotten close to mainstream just because everyone knows what Godzilla is.
Yeah, it's just the name itself. But like, do people actually watch them and are a fan of them?
No. Yeah.
That's probably what more pushes it that way.
There's like 2 Hollywood movies now, which
I still haven't seen.
Let's not talk about those. We don't talk about the Hollywood Godzilla movies.
I like the cartoon from the second or the first. Yeah.
Wait,
that
which one?
Silly. The one based off of the original Hollywood movie.
Cartoon based off of the '98 Godzilla.
Yeah.
Because that one was awful.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that movie had a cartoon.
It does.
I mean, I was young, so I was impressionable back then.
I've met his fiance loves Godzilla stuff, so
right.
If he was here, he'd probably say something about that.
I guess most of my isometric RPGs count as cult hits too.
Yeah.
Jade Empire?
Thank you. I lost the second word.
Man,
just fell out of my head. Jade Empire.
If we ever had a topic that is what one game would need a sequel, that would be my choice.
Or just a remake or a remaster or something where I can play it modernly.
Oh, Jade Empire was so good.
Yeah,
I have it
tried.
on PC, but it
Me
just
too.
Yeah,
and
it doesn't work the same.
so bad.
No, it handles so awfully, which I don't know. Like, did it always? Like, I don't know.
I don't think it. Well, because part of it is the computer bindings are really awkward, and I know you can rebind them, but I have not been able. Because I guess I don't remember how they were bound on the original Xbox controller, so I have not been able to find a good way to. Because I mean, they have so many. I don't know. It just.
Well, it's also like it doesn't have the modern like movement with the camera stuff too. It's like a bit more tanky. I guess.
Yeah, KOTOR is also not a good PC port either, so I think it's just.
I've had better luck with
BioWare
that one,
games.
But yeah.
Oh, that's right. It was BioWare, wasn't it?
Yep.
I had forgotten all.
Old BioWare.
Yeah, it's the one no one ever talks about or remembers fondly. They always talk about Dragon Age and KOTOR as the old BioWare games. And I've been reading Jason Schreier's Blood, Sweat, and Pixels this week while I've been at work, and they talk about Dragon Age Inquisition is one of the chapters in the book, and he doesn't mention Jade Empire. I was like, man, everybody forgets Jade Empire. He says the great BioWare classics like KOTOR and Dragon Age 1. I'm like, man, Jade Empire is my favorite one out of all of them, though.
I would kill for another, even just a game in that vein, you know.
As much as I love Jade Empire, I probably would just say KOTOR 1 is probably my favorite old BioWare game.
It's good too, but
yeah.
But yeah, that definitely has a cult following. That's what I see a lot of people mention when they talk about old BioWare as their favorite game is Jade Empire. The Jade Empire fans always come out in like full force.
Yeah. I don't know that I've ever not seen, like, anybody who's heard of it. I don't know that I've ever heard anybody actually talk bad about it once they know about it.
No,
like,
all my friends love it.
Couldn't say that I have a large sample size, but
right.
It's very much Tiansha the video game,
right?
Or just Wushu the video game. Yeah. Which, on that note, that's another series of cult following movies that I know I enjoy are just Wushu flicks in general. I guess Jackie Chan kind of is more of a mainstream in that regard.
Yeah.
Like your old.
I guess his older Jackie Chan more.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
1970s, 1980s kung fu flicks. That's.
When did he break out? Did he have anything good before Rush Hour? I guess.
He had some
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
In America, I mean, in America, like mainstream stuff.
I think he had a few.
Anyway, so I love
Because I
Blade
was gonna
Runner. And I wish it did better.
Mal wants. You just want more Blade Runner.
I want more world of Blade Runner. I don't necessarily need any like Harrison or
You need
Decker
still
or
old
anything.
Grandpa Harrison Ford,
Right.
like, running around, chasing replicants down.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of fans say it did it pretty well. It does have some problematic themes maybe, but
Yeah, I'll probably see it eventually.
amusingly, I think the only not rated R movie I've seen this year well, no, that's not true. Or at least was basically Spider-Man practically. I think maybe one other.
Guardians.
Oh yeah. Was that this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guardians
Oh,
2 was
wow.
like May, I think.
Oh geez.
And we'll get Thor 2 here in like a month.
Yeah, that'll be the first non-rated R movie I'll have seen since Spider-Man, I think.
Mal, you just like that R-rated stuff, right?
No, this is like before this year, I almost never watched it.
Oh my god. That's funny.